just going to come into projects, and we're going to come into site actions, scroll down to site settings, push up as high as you can. Yeah, I would agree. Create your content types at the root of the site collection if at all possible. So there's galleries here at the site collection layer, and one of the galleries that you want to pay attention to, and that is, especially when it comes to organizing information, is the site content types. Now, don't get confused on the word site, because sometimes in SharePoint the word site means site collection, and other times the word site means website. So sites are not sites, and yet a site is always a site. So don't try to make heads or tails of it. You just have to know where you're at. So I'm going to click on this link here, and you're going to see that it comes up with these various content types. These are already here. Now, I've got some that I've already done this demo a few times, so I've got some other stuff in here, but most of these are the generic content types. Okay? Now, notice that we have under documents here, sorry, I didn't think I'd go down that far. Notice that we have a document content type. Notice that, and if I click on it, what you're going to see is that the only metadata field associated with this is the title of the document. Now, where would I see that? Well, if I come into shared documents here and come into the library and look at my library settings, we're going to see that, first of all, under the advanced settings, I need to enable the ability to manage content types within this library. Once I select that and click OK, I'm now able to see that that document content type we saw from the site content type gallery is the only content type associated with this library. You can only use content types in a library or a list that are associated with that library, and you do that under this content types area. But the first thing you have to do is allow management of content types in the list or the library before you'll see this. Okay? So now that you've seen that, let's come back and talk about how we can create a new content type and how we associate that content type with the library. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to click Create, and we have to give this new content type a name. So because I tend to be a fun person, we're going to call this the Party Planning Guide content type. And this Party Planning Guide is going to help us do something extremely useful: plan a party at our company. The parent content type is going to be a document. Where is it? There, document content types. And the basic content type we'll use is document. Now, this betrays something that's inherent within each gallery at the site collection layer. And that is there's an inheritance model between the content types, such that you can create content type number 1 that has this metadata and that metadata, and you can inherit content type number 2. These two will flow down, and you could add this if you wanted to as a metadata field. Rule of thumb here, best practice, is to not modify a default content type within the system. Because if you do that and a service pack upgrade changes that for any reason or any other reason, you're going to be in deep doo-doo again. So always, when you're creating new content types, always inherit from default content types and create new ones. Don't modify the ones that are there. Now, you can put your customized content types either into existing groups here, okay, or you can create your own group. In this case, for purposes of illustration, I'll call these the fun content types. Okay? And we'll click OK. We have now created a content type, or at least the basis of one. And if I were to come into my site content types here, why this is never a link, I continue to believe is a bug. But if I come into my site content type gallery and come down here under the fun content types, we'll see that we have the party planning guide. Now, in there, I can do a number of settings on this. One is the name, description, and the group. From the For What It's Worth department.